Hello, everybody. Welcome to How to Follow Your Bliss. My name is Buipelo, and I'm very happy to have you tuned into this video. Geez, guys, it's been a long time since I actually recorded a video. Yo, life has been happening, guys. You know, like life happens, and it's okay. So because I'm not really sorry, I'm just super grateful that there are still people that are willing to tune in. um, so thank you for those that have tuned in a million times and over. So today I'm going to talk about the idea of conformity. And I wanted to speak about this because I think it's a real problem. I see it as a real problem in society, and I see it as something that needs to be addressed so that um, people, especially like young people, even older, people, but just in general, people can start living a life that is in alignment with like their purpose and their values and their vision for you know um, their lives. And I especially want to talk about this because I think I used to live a life of conformity. And so let me break down what conformity is to me first of all so that you guys can understand what it is that I'm addressing exactly. So conformity to me is, living under a system that has designed a set of rules for you and has said you have to live according to X, Y, and Z, and that equals success. Um, and as a result, you live your whole life wanting to do A, B, C, or X, Y, Z so that you can be successful. But it doesn't make you happy. It's not within your purpose. And basically it leaves you empty. And I'm addressing this because I used to be that person that used to conform to the sort of definition that I've just described. And I think that it's important to address it because, just because society has set a set of rules that the majority see as what is success, does not mean that that's what success is in the true definition of the word successful. I think that everybody deserves to live a life of purpose, a life that makes them happy, to follow their bliss, and to truly experience a state of joy. Like when you wake up in the morning and, for example, let's say you don't want to go to work, but it's not because you hate the environment that you are working in. It's because maybe you're just tired. That's okay, I think. But when you wake up and you don't want to go to work because you don't enjoy what you're doing, you don't like working with the people that you're working with, you don't like who you have to be in a certain environment in order to be successful, I feel like there's a big problem in that. And I want to address this because there are things that you know young people want to do when they're younger, and when you're growing up, you get told, "Ah, you're just never gonna make money out of that," or it's just not good enough, just because it's not, it doesn't fall under the definition of I don't know, doctor, lawyer, just all these all these careers that are deemed as prestigious. It's not, it's because it's not that people think that you're not gonna be successful, and as a result, you grow up in an environment and around people that don't necessarily support what would truly make you happy, and the thing that if you had the necessary support would drive you even more to um, be innovative in like how you could possibly make money. Um, so I want to address this because I think it's really important. This going unaddressed creates a whole lot of adults that fall into depression, fall into just lives that are not meaningful, and that they consequently begin to hate. And either live depressed, become, alcoholics, use substance abuse, abuse substances in order to escape their reality. And it just leads to a lot of young people who, for example, want to commit suicide, or just end up depressed and don't want to be here, and question the mere purpose of like just being alive, you know. So it's important to address. And I think it's easy for me to address because I studied law, and well, let me start off. It's easy for me to address this because like I used to want to be a dancer. That's when anybody asked me what I wanted to be, I wanted to dance when I was growing up. Maybe I wasn't good enough, so maybe it was difficult to get support in that area. But I got told that like I'm not gonna make money out of that, and a part of me is grateful that I was told that, because then I went to go study law, which became very beneficial for like everything else that I currently do. But then the problematic thing was that I ended up being in an environment that I just didn't enjoy. I ended up working with people whom I didn't like. I ended up spending my hours doing things that I just didn't enjoy at the time, and that ended up in like just me almost getting depressed. I think I struggle with saying that I was like depressed because like I was brought up to think that like, no, I'm a black person, like black people, what's depression? You just kind of like, you work through your issues and you get over them. Like, we were not into psychologists, nothing like that. So like I grew up with a thick skin, man, like, and so it's always difficult for me to be like, yeah, I was depressed, but to be honest, I think I was depressed in that environment. But here's the funny thing, I kept on wanting to climb this ladder, because if I ever decided to step away from that ladder, then I was not going to be successful. It didn't matter that I was unhappy. It didn't matter that my health was deteriorating. It didn't matter that I didn't have a social life. It didn't matter that I didn't see my family. Like, everything else didn't matter. If I was to be successful in those areas, but not this career thing, then like I was going to be a complete failure. So like, even if I sacrificed all of those areas, but I was still killing it at this, it was okay. I was successful. And I addressed like my car crash in like the previous blog. So I still am super grateful that I was in that crash, and like I actually survived it, because that was like a real second chance at life for me. Like, I really, really woke up from that, and I wanted to live my life, and so I just feel like, having been in like the corporate world, it's difficult for me to say I don't enjoy law, because like I said, the things that I learned through law, I still apply in my everyday life. I feel like it's easy being a citizen in different countries. Well, it's easy. I feel like it's easy being it's easy during life when you understand law, and when you understand like what your rights are, because we just live in a time where you have to understand that. So law has been very beneficial, and I enjoy it, and I still enjoy like I still enjoy applying it in my everyday life, and in what I do. So I can't say I don't enjoy it completely. What I am saying is that being in environments that don't make you happy can be dire, and when you have people that are doing things that they don't love, that can be dire. And when you're in an environment doing what you love but not around the right people, that can kill you, and even make you think that you don't enjoy doing the thing that you're actually passionate about. Anyway, fast forward. So that can be dire, and I feel like now, having been in that environment, and and like being in a different like environment where, you know, I don't work a 9 to 5 schedule or 9 to like crazy. I don't work crazy hours. um like I do, but like it's because that's my choice. I choose to work crazy hours. Like my actual job doesn't require me to work crazy hours. I work crazy hours because like I'm trying to like start my own thing and like run that successfully, and like, you know, I work crazy. Point is, I work crazy hours because I want to work crazy hours, you know, not because like I'm dictated to work crazy hours. But yeah, now that I'm in this position where like, you know, I feel like I live a balanced life. I go to gym like regularly. I eat really good food. I try to communicate with my family a lot. You know, I live abroad, so like it's hard to get that, you know, time zones also things. So it's difficult to get like people at the time that you want to get them on the phone, but I do try to like communicate and keep healthy relationships. I try to check in on my friends. You know, it's not that great time zone stuff again, but like, you know, I'm trying to work at it. Even if you see, I just say hello, how you doing, are you okay, how's your heart, that's enough, you know, because like sometimes that's all the person needs to be like, oh, I was remembered. I feel more balanced than I have ever been in my adult life. I have to say adult life because like I was so balanced when I was like in high school and like kid. But I feel very balanced. You know, I'm traveling. I'm enjoying my life. You know, and I feel like I'm successful. You know, because I am growing every day. I am happy. I am. You know, I literally follow my bliss. When I say follow your bliss, it's your heart. It's what your intuition says follow. I do that, and that equals success for me. And I'm making money. Like it's not like hey, I'm not out just struggling, you know. And yet it's not within like this, it's not within that box that I like described earlier of conformity. You know, I just think like we need to have a conversation around this, and this thing of conforming needs to like literally fall, because it's a lie, guys. It's a lie. You know, there is a great life beyond doing what everybody says is going to make you a successful person. There's no need to be like an adult that is depressed and that is unhappy with your life. All that is required of us as the youth is to break the cycle of like what career paths one needs to follow in order to be successful. I kid you not, like if I had stayed and like just done law for the past year, I would not have been the person that I currently am. Like I have grown so much in the past year that like it boggles my mind. Like when I literally reflect on where I was like maybe a year and like 6 months 6 months ago, a year and a half ago, it actually makes me a little sad. It makes me a little sad mostly because like I didn't walk away. You know, I didn't walk away sooner. Yeah, so also like I also believe that like sometimes you just need to like run your race, because when you look at other people there and you think, ah, even me, I can do it, and then you try to jump when it's not your time, you can burn, so like always follow your intuition. But I just wanted to have a conversation around this because I think like you know, you don't have to do everything that everybody's doing. You can literally walk the road less traveled, and there will be so many rewards on that journey. It doesn't come without challenges, of course. Nothing ever does. Nothing ever does. And in fact, if you want to grow, you must get ready to be stretched. But what I'm saying is that like I think people need to live a life that they are passionate about. They need to do things that make them happy. And if it's not you, like if it's not, you know that this thing that you're doing is not you, rather try to go and do something different than that may make you happy, than settle for something that is just never ever gonna make you happy. Like when I decided, no, I'm gonna like maybe, I didn't know that if I was leaving law for good or if I was just taking a break. But when I decided to do that and go away, for example, and I decided that I wanted to travel and go to India, because I was gonna go do a yoga course. I was gonna go to India to become a yoga teacher, and I was not gonna practice law. And even for me, at some point, I was just like, hey, but Villa, what are you doing? You know, it was amazing. It gave me so much direction. But you can imagine, saying to people that have been around you, Oti, you're going to do yoga training, and you're leaving Osevenzi. It was lit. It was really, it was a deep conversation that I was having with everybody. I was lost, and I was like, I mean, I wasn't lost because I knew what I wanted to do. Here's the thing, I knew the kind of person that I wanted to be, even though I didn't know what I wanted to do in that moment. I knew who I wanted to be. And so I needed to go to a place that would allow me to be free enough to have my mind thinking about the next thing. So, you know, it was just like, there was a point where I even questioned myself. I was like, am I making the right decision? Like, what are the consequences of doing this? What am I doing? You know? Yeah, and there's that quote that says, and the day came when the risk to remain in a tight bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. And for me, I was done with being in a tight bud, you know, and so there wasn't too much that anybody could have said to me that would convince me otherwise. My mentors were like, what are you doing? You know, but through conversations they understood what it was that I was seeking to do. And, you know, thinking about the choices that I made then, and I've been reading What I Know For Sure by Oprah, who my best friend Nebo gave to me, and a close friend of mine, Kayla, read before I did. You know, they kept on speaking about choices, and after reading the book, this is what I've learned and what I also know for sure because of Oprah. I know that everything in life is a reflection of the choices that you make, and if you want a different life or different results in your life, you have to make different choices. And so, you know, you have to be willing to go outside of the bounds of conformity. You have to be willing to not be afraid, and just, you know, be okay with letting go of what you know isn't for you. You know, so now, like, I get people that will say to me, oh, but Bipela, you're so brave and everything. And I'm like, I'm not brave. I just decided to make a different choice to what society said I had to conform to, you know? And I say, really, living the life that everybody should be living doesn't make me brave. It just means I made a different choice. You know, and along with these set of rules that society has placed on people to conform, you know, you have fear that is attached to the idea of making a different choice. So people are literally scared to live the life that they want to live, you know, because they don't know, there aren't enough people doing that, and so people don't know like what it looks like, and as a result, people that are doing that get labeled as brave. It's not brave. It's not brave. And I say that because, like, everybody should be doing it. You know, just because you're scared doesn't mean the other person who isn't scared anymore is brave. It just means they made a different choice, you know. Sometimes making a choice isn't being brave. You can be scared out of your boots and still make that choice because you're tired of living the life that, like, you know, you were living. But that's you know, that's what I wanted to speak about today. Like, if you want to just follow your bliss, just do it. Make the choice to follow your bliss. And I'm sorry, like, the way to this video, this isn't so like ha ha ha, because, like, no, Bazalwane, like, no, like, let's live our lives. Like, no, like, I want people to, guys, like, it's nice, it's very nice to live the life that you want to live, and I want people to experience that, you know. And I don't want to smile about it, because I feel like people aren't happy, you know, people are going through things because they living the lives that they don't want to live. And I like, it actually makes me super emotional because like a lot of things are happening with like just people that are close to me on this subject, you know. And I just want everybody to thrive while they do things that they're actually passionate about, things that they love. So, you know, if you can relate to this, or you feel the same way, or your world relating is feeling the same way, or like, you know, somebody that needs to see this video, I need you to share it. I just, you know what the point of all of this is? It's to touch lives. That's it. Literally, to touch lives. So, you know, if you feel like this is going to be good for somebody, please can you share and stay subscribed. You know, I may not post like all the time, but you know, when I post, it's because it's something that is like, that is heavy on me, and I feel it deeply, and I know that it's something that God is saying I should address. You know, it's like my intuition, the voice of God really has, it's like a message that I have to deliver. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Bakaito, please follow your bliss. Thank you for tuning in.